Abby's View, Watching the Birds. I think possibly it is time to tell some more tales about my outside friends. I am sure some of you enjoyed hearing about my life inside, but one thing I don't have in here is other critters to hang around with and talk to. I don't suppose Laura would be too happy if I started to invite them all in to join me. Dan may like that, but I am quite sure he does not think like other people do. Dan and Laura have put all the bird feeders quite close to the windows so they can watch the activity, and the birds do make quite a show of themselves. They also do a lot of chirping back and forth, but I cannot really hear what they are saying through the windows. Alas, my hearing is not what it used to be. One thing that happens quite often is there will be a loud thump at the picture window. It startles me and everyone else every single time. We know exactly what the cause is. It is our resident mockingbird chasing all the others away. He's just being a nuisance and does not do any harm. The birds that end up flying into the window may see it differently. The reason I say he does no harm is because I am comparing him to the hawks that swoop in during the warmer months. They do real harm and often catch one of the birds feeding unawares. They do not swoop in because they are feeling territorial. The hawks swoop in because they are hungry and seldom miss their target. When the weather turns warmer, the feeders are placed further away from the house as there are a lot more birds, and the hawks have an easier time spotting and taking their prey. In the colder months, the feeders are almost up against the windows, not conducive for the hawks' hunting habits. The mockingbird, on the other hand, just kind of loses control of his manners from time to time. He loves to sit on top of the utility pole that is in the yard and survey what he thinks of as his domain. That is the same spot that he tends to sit at when he feels like singing. He can do some singing, mind you, and at times it seems like he will never hush up. He has not been as vociferous as usual these last few months. Maybe he has slowed down somewhat because he has found a mate, or maybe it is just because it is colder and he doesn't like to sing as much in this weather. Maybe it is because there's not as many birds around and he feels more secure. As you can probably tell from my guessing, he does not like to talk about himself much, and he has never answered any of my questions. He is not rude and will talk about generic topics. He just does not like to share any personal information. I understand his point. Not everyone can be gregarious. It takes all types to make up this great big world we live in. If we were all exactly the same, the world would be a very boring place. So there he sits atop the pole and just watches everything that is going on around the yard. We still have quite a variety of birds that come around. The cardinals are the brightest. The woodpeckers are the largest. I am almost out of space, so we'll tell you more about my feathered friends next time.